Hello, everybody. How are we doing tonight? Let's see. We got Todd A, JMZ 56, CJP Pipe Rescue, Paul the Piper, Boris the Piper, Tony 513, Desert Pine Piper, Kilted Piper Steve, Everett Young. How are you guys doing tonight? It's great to see you all, my friends. Donald T, Ron H, WKR Piper in Cincinnati. Yes, you are in attendance. Good to see you guys. Well, happy Friday to you all. Had a shortened Friday today. I had to go with my wife for some. She needed to get a medical test done. Nothing serious, but it just would be easier if I went with her. So I took a half day and spent this afternoon running around with her. Of course, you know, it should have been an hour-long errand turned into a half day. We had to go to Costco and everything else. But it was nice to get out and run around a bit. Oh, let's see. We got Bona Piper. Good to see you, Christian. Todd A's got some McBurn Dark Twist and a corncob pipe. Sounds good. Takio Kimura, hello. How are you tonight, my friend? Cliff Higgins, good to see you, buddy. Sweating like a boar hog doing concrete repairs. Oh boy. I feel for you, Cliff. Voodoo07, how you doing, my friend? And Armchair Piper, good to see you, Ed. The Smooth Piper, hello, Peter. Welcome. And Joffrey Feinberg. Chuck, good to see you, buddy. Ron H is having some 3-star blue and a Dr. Graybow Eagle, 1969. Sounds good. Presbyterian and unfinished Savinelli 626. Very nice there, Jim. Cali Piper 62. How you doing, Steve? Good to see you. So I am. You've seen me smoke this guy before. This is a Metco VFQ. Interesting pipe, and it's got this nylon bit, which is incredibly comfortable and very, very chewy. I wish I could find more nylon bit pipes. We have to do that. Piper on the 45, smoking Orlick Golden Slices. How you doing, buddy? Pipe Tree. Tree, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Steve chasing Everett out. Chuck is having some Maker's Mark over ice with half and half. That sounds like a great evening, Chuck. Paragon Piper, Sun Bear and a dance club. And Boris the Piper's having Old Dark Fired and a Savinelli 320, unfinished. Christian was stuck behind a very slow-moving car that seemed to be driven by a peacock. Turned, it's always driven by an old lady with a very funny hat. Had that happen, Christian. Kind of wish it was a peacock sometimes. They may move a little faster. Full Doddle, how you doing, Dallas? 200, 300 Homestead. Cabby's mixture was such a success. Decided to do the same with a tin of a Scudo. Good luck. Monty 53 Piper, hello there, buddy. Dagger 8 Cornholio, good to see you. Congratulations. So Thagger 8 had a baby boy. Oh, congratulations, my friend. Smoking some Smokers Haven 20th anniversary. Jeffrey Alton Carter, the Renaissance Piper. How you doing there, Jeffrey? Kilted Piper Steve. What was? You guys are moving too quick for me. Haunted Bookshop and a stump-shaped basket pipe. You finally got fixed. Great smoker. Fantastic, Steve. Yes, Everett's getting more and more famous. He's really supporting the Canadian Post. So if you missed it, we're all congratulating Thackeray Cornholio on the birth of a son, which is really wonderful, buddy. They canceled the Columbus Pipe Show. That's not good news. Superior round slices, pretty much the same as McBaron Stockton. I've had the Superior round slices. Oh, I've had both of them actually, Christian. I think you actually gave me some of the McBaron Stockton. Both very good blends. Scotty Dashboard, good to see you, buddy. Happy, healthy boy. Well, that's all you can hope for there, my friend. That's true, Everett. You didn't ask for it. Poor, we have quite a bit of fun on Instagram, and we're trying to help Everett because he might have a problem. He's really been ordering a lot of tobacco. Yeah, the cheerleading definitely counts. Let's see, Ed is enjoying some Stanwell number 11. Oh, Stanwell number 11 and deluxe Navy rolls. Still getting used to it. Yeah, they probably would take a little bit of getting used to. Or is it the pipe you're getting used to, Ed? Haunted Bookshop and Honey Whiskey. Sounds good, Jack. Yeah. So for the folks that don't know, I guess it was yesterday morning. I don't even remember. I emptied my bag of Haunted Bookshop into my big tub of Haunted Bookshop, which I do over time, but the bag is now empty. And so every time this happens, I make a joke of it on Instagram. And I said that either, I don't know how it went so fast, either the spider has been stealing it or Everett Young has been sneaking into my shop. And I felt bad immediately about that because Everett wouldn't steal Haunted Bookshop. He's not that kind of guy. So it was definitely the spider's fault. And I'm currently looking to set up some spider traps. It is a problem, Steve. Okay, Ed. So it's the Navy rolls then. Yeah, Takio, I haven't had the pleasure myself, but many friends have told me the same, that there's nothing quite like raising a child, all the good and the bad. Yeah, Todd's asking if he can smoke Old Dark Fire out of the same pipe that he smokes Rustica out of. It's your pipe, Todd. Whatever makes you happy. Big Dave, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, Everett, you're holding up really well. Better than I have. Curmudgeon Piper, how you doing, Doug? Piano Piper, hello, my friend. And Kirk Maxon, doing fine here. Green Giant Piper, good to see you, buddy. Oh, irrigation. No fun, Dave. No worries. You can't be late for the virtual pipe club. It's just not possible. Yes, Leaf and Burrow. It's Everett's fault. uh, that's funny, Thaggerate. Jimmy Digital, how you doing, buddy? Is it a record? Yeah, not quite. We've done a lot better than 59. Doesn't matter as long as we got fun. Speaking of that, though, these virtual pipe clubs, I haven't really been doing much, as you can tell. I'm not planning very much for these. I just think it's a good time for us to get together and chat. And I consider this to be your thing as much as mine. I'm just the guy that schedules it. So, with that in mind, the more the merrier, and the easier it is for me. If the more people that turn out, the more conversation we can have. So if you enjoy this, and you know other people that would enjoy it, I'm not looking to, surgeons. I've got all the subs I want. It's nothing like that. But if there's more folks that would enjoy being here, that would be great. Full Doddle's giving a shout out for Steph Kane as a mask maker. Well, we missed you, Monty 53. And that was the only place you could find them, Everett? Yeah, Paragon Piper, it's funny, he's wearing a Darth Vader helmet because it counts as a mask. I'm seriously thinking about getting a Lone Ranger style mask, just to see how that goes over. Meerschaum Mountaineer 304, good evening to you, sir. Yes, I did have a hair shortening session. I just gave up on ever getting my hair cut again and resorted to the wall clippers, and I'm a happy guy. Yardism, how you doing, Chad? That's it, Ron H. Sue Dunhill's making masks with a pipe slot. Ah, there you go. Good information, Tree. I thought about cutting a slot one for a pipe. The only place I go really is the post office and the grocery store, and the only time I wear them is when I'm actually going through the door of the store. And I thought about having one for the car just because sometimes you get dirty looks. And I thought it would be fun to have the pipe sticking out of it. But where's the smoke going to go? I'd have to put another hole in it to vent the smoke, and I just don't think that's going to work. Yeah, Jim, I do the same. And unfortunately, and you don't have to tell me if you found an alternative, but it doesn't seem like you can get a bulk discount on pipe cleaners. I think pipe cleaners are about as cheap as they can be, no matter where you buy them from. or no matter how many you buy. Big Dave picked up a beautiful unsmoked Osmond Meerschaum pipe on eBay. Sounds very nice, Dave. Piano Piper's got the wood stove on. It's been the same here, man. It's last night I was sitting out back, and it actually got too cold to sit out there. This is July, for goodness sakes. And today it was just hot and humid, sauna-like weather. So Peter, you've got the 673 Friday 7 Hollywood Haunted Bookshop. Sounds good. Ed, you haven't noticed it's cool? I mean, this morning it was like 63 when I woke up. I mean, that's cool for July. YTPC should go in on a container of pipe cleaners. Yeah, and we can just share them. It's new CPAP cleaner. I would not recommend that, Steve. 93 in Milwaukee. Yeah, it gets hot during the day, but well, that's the problem, Ed. I am. Yeah, I'm usually up and out by about 6:30 at the latest, and it's been chilly. Couch, how you doing, buddy? And Portsmouth Piper, hello there. Yeah, it might work for Kirsten Pipes, Paragon Piper, if you're referring to the CPAP. It's yeah, I've actually run those, and Falcons just run them under water, hot water to clean them. It's one of the great things about those pipes. Yeah, Ed, I'm that kind of an old guy that I get up earlier every month. Before you know it, I'll be getting up before I go to sleep. Well, Cliff, you would know what that looked like. You've got the most colorful language sometimes, Cliff. Todd A is asking about a square corncob poker. Do you mean square shank, or do you mean like a panel? So I think there have been square shank, the old, what were they called? There were some cobs that had a square or a diamond shank, and I can't remember what they were called right now. Doing a panel would be difficult just because of the way the cob grows, I guess. Hey Boris, 59. That's not too warm. That's actually some pretty nice temperature by my standards. I mean, I'm pretty happy in the 70s to maybe low 80s, and 59 at night is kind of nice. Is the anniversary cob that had the square shank? I know there was one that's kind of sought after by collectors. Yeah, they do show up on eBay. Curmudgeon Piper with some sleep hygiene advice. That is fantastic. Yeah, full dawdle, that is correct. Oh, so Todd was actually talking about the bowl being square. And I think, I mean, you could, if you could get a big enough cob, I guess you could panel it, but it might be better with like an octagon or something. Getting a true square is going to be tough because you're going to cut into the pith of the cob. That's one of full dawdle. That's one of the reasons I do hire someone to mow it. Can't stand the heat on days like today. And for a while there was one year where every time I could mow the lawn it rained, and it just got silly because I had to go to work every day, and the grass was getting higher and higher. It just got ridiculous. So that's when I finally broke down and said, I'll just pay somebody to do it. Yeah, Ron, that's what I figured. I mean, I started cutting grass when I was about 7 or 8 years old, and didn't stop until, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago. That's enough. Yeah, Monty, we had one day of really good rain this past week. We get a lot of thunderstorms in the evening, but they only last 10 minutes or so. And yeah, the ground's starting to crack. Yeah, Cornholio, that must be hot work as well, the HVAC. I mean, we have an attic here that I will not go into this time of year. It's just, it seems dangerously hot to me. Yeah, Christian, I'll take the grass cutting over the snow shoveling any day. Kilted Piper Steve's got some fighting frogs on his hands. So Thackeray, you reminded me of a work story that I can tell a little bit later about being in a very hot room. Not really a room, but I'll tell the story a bit later. About some of the stupid things you'll do for money when you're young. Stupid legal things. Ghost Cobb, how are you, my friend? And Dry Fly Fisher 11, good to see you. Just picked up an estate pipe with a bit of char on the rim. Any suggestions to try and remove it without needing to take the stain off? Yeah, we can give you a couple suggestions there. I mean, the best thing to do is just to carefully clean it, and be persistent. Uh, Murphy's oil soap seems to really help a lot. I paint that on, I let it sit for about 20 minutes and then wipe it off with a damp cloth and just continue to do that, and you'll eventually get it off, unless it's charred. If it's charred, you're going to have to sand it. Cliff, you do your own repairs at the office? Yeah, Dry Fly Fisher 11. That usually works for me. If you go back to some of my really old restoration videos, probably the first or second pipe I did, I showed how I do that. But what I described is basically it. Yeah, I understand, Cliff. Yeah, that's what I heard as well. The matches pipes are being made, but you guys all know the issues with the timelines and how Corona's screwed everything up, and there's nothing Eddie can do about that. But he's doing his best. Is that recent, Cliff? Is that an update, or is that based on his original? I had the feeling that was not 100% set in stone. Well, we'll see, but it is kind of. Oh, there's a video up today. You guys are ahead of me. But keep in mind, if that timeline slips, there's nothing you can do about it. It's all in Savinelli's hands right now. I was thinking today. I saw some folks mention John matches, and that's what brought up the pipe, and the discussion about how the pandemic has screwed that up and all that. And I was thinking today about some of the people that have passed on, and not just in the YTPC, but in my own personal life, and how they would have dealt with what's going on right now. And it's kind of interesting to think about. And I'm sure you all have people like this in your life, but I think about my mom, who I miss greatly and love dearly. But she was a very, very nervous, worried person. Like she would panic if I was 10 minutes late coming home when I was a kid. She spent a lot of her life being afraid of what might happen. And I just can't imagine her getting through this. It just would be hard to imagine how she would be able to face each day thinking, there's some hidden virus out there that could kill me. And I know I'm not saying that's the case. I already got skewered for that. I know that the risk is not what is being portrayed and all that, but yeah, it's just interesting to think about some of the people that have passed on. Like, I wonder what John would be doing right now. Would he be doing, making more videos? He'd probably be complaining about how it's impacting his retirement plans. Just interesting to think about. What the hell? Thanks, Ed. I'm going to have to check out Eddie's video after this. I didn't get a chance to see any videos today. Arkansas Mike, hello there. Yeah, Big Dave, I definitely think strong belief in God helps. You know, not to, and I try to have a strong belief in God myself, so I'm not in any way, you know, trying to deflect that, but I think just a strong belief in something is critical right now. And it's interesting to watch how some people are reacting, and now I'm talking about people that are on the more national stage, and the ones that clearly don't have a strong core belief in something are the ones that really don't seem to know what to do. Oh, Dallas, I hope that was sarcastic. Oh, read and the internet. I'm sorry, I thought you said read the internet, because if that's the only place you're getting news, that's not good. But reading and the internet, yes, that would help. That's inspirational, Voodoo. Hey, Sean, thanks for stopping in, buddy. Fishwife Piper, how you doing? Really, Everett, that would be a cool thing. Yeah, I get you, Dallas. I get you. It's really, so I'm playing with a lot of numbers because that's kind of what I do for a living. Um, I enjoy statistics. I'm just that kind of a geek, and I've been looking at the infection rates, the death rates, all that kind of stuff. And I don't talk about this much because I don't like to get into all the politics of it, but you know, there's an awful lot that doesn't make sense. You know, by simple models, none of this makes sense. And I think that's partly why there's so much conflicting information. You know, it just depends on what source you grab onto. So I don't believe anything anymore. You know, headlines, no matter what the news source is, I just don't believe it. I have to track down the information and confirm it before I believe it. Oh, you're not feeling well, Sean. I missed that. I do hope you're well and feeling better soon. Yeah, Jim, you do have to question everything, and I don't mean that in a way that oh, the media is lying to us. They might be, but it's not that. It's just that this is such a confusing time. Nobody has the truth. They're just trying to get stories out, and they're often erring on the side of too little information. Yeah, there's been quite a few of those COVID deaths that were related to other things. Mike Clark, C&D Crooner. This is your first time you're having it. It's a unique blend, but it's quite nice once you get used to it. Really, Everett? Well, I've got some rustic I could send to you and get, you could try it out. I'm sure Steve wouldn't mind if you started ordering some rustica. Yeah, Voodoo. I didn't know how you'd feel about that, so I was careful not to use any names or anything. But you're not the only person that's done it, and it is. If you haven't seen the video, guys, it was about a bent pipe with a blocked airway and how hard it is to actually find the airway sometimes. Yeah, Dallas, I agree. Fantastic, Mike Clark. Well, let us know what you think. Yeah, I feel the same way, Phil Donnell. And again, it's not that I'm one of these people that necessarily thinks that, this media outlet is wrong and that media outlet is right. I think they're all wrong. And I just stopped watching them all. Stick his old dark fired with nasty bits. That's a good one, Bobby. Well, Everett, that's what you can do with the sweat lodge. Make it a sweat lodge slash tobacco cellar. Oh, Chad. That may well be the case. Uh, Voodoo 07, let me think about that. I'll see what I can do. I got to give it some thought. Yeah, Tony, I see my dad doing that today. He's, hey Andrew, how you doing, buddy? He he watches Fox News quite a bit and loves to argue with the television. Radio made from coconuts. But where do you draw the line? I mean, you gotta believe in something because you gotta be informed about what's going on in the world. So how do there is no outlet anymore for that kind of information, and you can't. I mean, you can't even rely on Google. We know that Google is playing around with their algorithms to you know divert searches to what they think you should be seeing. So how do you get the information? Exam is going to be a bigger problem than it's been. Kel S, are you disagreeing? Who are you disagreeing with? What do I think about the CDC not getting data? I think the CDC's been doing a pretty lousy job with the data they've gotten. Um, I don't know who's going to get it now, so I really don't know what's going on. I mean, the data is freely available for the most part. I mean, you can go directly to the WHO site and get daily updates. Piper Skip, your grandpa was a key guy? Meaning he liked a lot of keys? Key overalls. Ah, gotcha. I'm sorry, there's too many conversations going on for me to keep up with. Yeah, Steve, there you go. Breyer Report. At least you know what you're reading there is true. Are you asking me if the World Health Organization is doing a good job? Are you asking me who is doing a good job? So I would highly recommend, if you're interested in this, look up a guy named, and I'm not going to be able to spell his name. I'm not even sure I can remember it now. John Ioannidis. And I will try to remember to put a link in this video. I trust the guy implicitly. I've known his work for a very long time now, long before any of this stuff. And he's absolutely brilliant. And I think that he, okay, Kellis, thank you. I think that he really understands epidemiology. He's a professor of epidemiology. And he's been dealing with some really good analyses of subgroups, like closed groups that he could find, like that group that was on a cruise ship for a while. They were stuck on the cruise ship for multiple weeks. And he views that as a good sort of model for how this virus is spreading and what the death rate might be and so on. There was also a town in Italy that was essentially closed, and they tested every person in the town. So a very unique data set, and he's been working with that. His name is Ioannidis. It's Greek, and it's spelled Iaoni, and then there's some other letters. So I'd check him out. Yeah, DuckDuckGo I've heard good things about. Chad sending me a Medscape article. Ah, there you go. Chad found him. So there's that link that Yardism just posted. That is Ioannidis, yeah, and he's a brilliant guy. Like I said, I've known his work. One of the things I'm really interested in is reproducibility in science, just from a purely statistical perspective. How do we improve the reproducibility of experimental science, because it's really bad, surprisingly bad, and he's been a leader in that field for a long time now, so definitely worth checking him out. Sorry, Tony. We'll bring it back down to earth, because I don't want to talk about this. I did not want to get into all this stuff, but sometimes it's just where the conversation goes. Oh, Cornholio. No, Kels, it wasn't you. It wasn't you at all, and I appreciate your input, honestly. It was me. I let it happen. Dude Reviews, how you doing, buddy? I didn't even tell you that I am drinking Sam Adams Summer Ale, which is really good. I'm not into IPAs and hoppy beers. This is a good solid ale. It's got some nice malty characteristics to it, and there is a little bit of citrusy hop that comes through. Just really nice. I'm gonna get some more of that. This is my second bottle. I'm probably gonna get a full 6-pack. So Voodoo is asking, what is the closest match blend that is closest to the original blend? I've already said I do not like match blends, so I don't have any, and I don't think any of them are. What do I use to filter the smoke in the shop? So I just have, so I have some air filtration things set up for the woodworking, and that's pretty much what I use, and it works fine. And I open the windows. Scotty, I knew that would draw you out. Cogs and Sprockets, welcome, buddy. Yeah, Everett, that's a good one. The Sutliff Ready Rub match is very close to the Lane Limited Ready Rub, but just buy the Lane Limited Ready Rubbed. What I guess it's better to say the Lane Limited Ready Rub is very close to the Edgeworth Ready Rub, which it essentially is in terms of the recipe. Yeah, I just don't get the whole match thing. The blends that are gone, they're gone for a reason. Often just because the company got bought up or they just decided to stop making it. But now the the tobaccos aren't around anymore. They're different. They've changed. Kels, I can't say. I mean, I do not have that much experience with the original Dunhill blends. I had a few of them. I haven't had any of the Peterson blends, so I don't know. So I wanna change the topic. Not that we have a topic, but I wanted to make sure that I did this little advertisement for you all. So there is a tomorrow at 4 p.m. we're going to be doing my monthly thank you live stream, which I've been calling the giveaway live stream. And this is the prize that you can win tomorrow if you'd like to come and play the trivia challenge. This is a Canadian. It has no name on it other than imported briar. It's in very good shape, fully refurbished, ready to smoke. I think that you'll really enjoy this pipe if you wind up being the lucky winner. The way we're gonna do this, yeah, Tony, it's a really nice size bowl. It's not quite big enough for a thumb to go in, but it's really very deep. You'll probably get a good 45-minute smoke out of this. And yeah, I like this pipe a lot. This happens to me a lot. I pick out the pipe, I say I'm going to refurbish this for the giveaway, and I get to the end of it, and I think I better get this in a video fast, or else I'm going to want to keep it. And this is one that I would like to keep. So this pipe will be given away to some lucky fellow tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern. Same place you are now. We'll have a live stream, and I'm going to do a trivia challenge, and I want to get your thoughts on this because I think it's going to work, but I'm hoping. I don't want this to be kind of boring, but I think this is going to make it more interesting. So what I've been doing is I've just been saying, the third person to get the answer right wins, and then I give one question and one person gets it. And, that's okay, but I thought we could make it a little more interactive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that 3 times. We're going to say first person to get the answer right wins, and we're going to go through 3 trivia questions. Those 3 people will then move to a final round where they have to compete against one another. and we're going to do 5 trivia questions, and whoever gets the most, and only those 3 folks can participate. So the challenge here is that everybody in the room is going to have to be quiet until those 3 folks give their answer. And if nobody gets any of the 5 questions right, the prize defaults to Desert Pine Piper. So let me know what you think of those. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. And I guess, like anything else, we'll try it once, and if it doesn't work out, we'll do something different next month. Yeah, Cornholio. Well, if you could just not shout out the answer, that's all that we need to do. Yeah, Chad, and that's why I kind of figured we could even that out a little bit by having more questions and giving more folks a chance. But you're right, the lag is unavoidable. Big Dave, tobacco plants are doing okay. They're probably about yay big now, and yeah, they're growing. That's definitely true, Dallas. There's going to be changes over time. Sea Smoke Pipes, how you doing, buddy? We're going to do trivia tomorrow, 4 p.m. EST. We're going to do a trivia challenge, and the winner will get this Canadian. Sorry I keep showing this off, but I really do like it. Clues on the trivia questions. Yeah, I'll give you all a head start. They're going to be about pipes and tobacco. Garden is going well, Cornholio. Quite happy with it. Cucumbers have taken off in the past week. They're really doing fantastic. Tony 513, I think. What's his name? Morgan, Tom Morgan, is that right? Bones Pipes. I think he actually did a magnet instead of a tenon for a pipe. I think I remember seeing a video where he did that. Yes, Chad, they will all feature a question mark. Very good. All right, Ed, have a good night. Thanks much for stopping in. Yeah, Chad is a formidable opponent there, Jim. Your garden's not coming along? Is that because of the heat, Jim? Skip's taking off too. Have a good night, Skip. Yeah, was it Dave? Dave, I might make some videos about processing. I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just kind of making it up as I go along. I'm relying pretty heavily on the videos that Tamper Tantrum has done. I always want to call him Tamper Tantrum. Oh, Andrew, that's terrible. Yeah, groundhog needs to be dealt with. Yeah, the heat and the lack of rain has been a real problem. I mean, I've been watering every night. Even days when it rains, I have to water because we've got these like 15-minute thunderstorms that just aren't putting enough water into the ground. Todd A., are you taking off for the evening? We'll have a very good evening if you are. Haven't tried a Paragon Piper, but it does sound cool. Uh, Pressing plugs from the raw leaf. Tree, thanks so much for stopping in, buddy. You have a good evening, or good morning, I guess, for you. No, Dave, I don't want to market my own blend. That's a whole mess of trouble. Oh, yeah, the work story. Thanks, Cornelia. I forgot. Got so far afield with the COVID chat. So the story we were talking about the heat and working in the heat, and in particular the HVAC guys having to crawl around in attics and stuff, and it just reminded me of I was in probably my freshman year of college, so still pretty young and stupid, and I was working in a local supermarket. The supermarket chain was Pathmark. I don't know if they're still around and where they are in the country, but Pathmark was a chain of supermarkets at the time, and I worked for one in Philadelphia. And that's what I'm drinking, Sam Adams Summer Ale. Somebody asked. Constance Sprockets asked. And so I'm working in this Pathmark over the summer, stocking shelves. And, basically I'd go in early morning. I'd start like at 5 in the morning and stock shelves until like 10 o'clock. And then I'd go to the university. And then I'd work on the weekends. And in the summer, of course, I could work more hours. So I did that for about a year, I guess, just to sort of make some extra money. And I know I did it at least for this one summer because it was July. It was coming up on the 4th of July, and they knew there was going to be a lot of folks wanting to cook out and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to pause briefly just to point out this is the doodler that I got from CJP Pipe Rescue that I'm going to be smoking. I showed this off on Wednesday. Beautiful job Jim did on this. It looks like a new pipe, and it smokes wonderfully. And I'm going to be smoking some Haunted Bookshop in that. So, I was working in this grocery store, and most of the time, my job was to take these cases of salad dressings and cans of tuna and stuff like that, cut them open, and put them on the shelves. And the only hard part was you had to take whatever was on the shelf off because you need to rotate the stock. So you want the new stuff to go to the back and the older stuff to go to the front. And I would do that for hours on end. But this one summer weekend, it was hot. It was I believe the 4th of July weekend, and they knew that there was going to be a lot of people doing cookouts, and they only had limited space in the store for charcoal. And at the time, most charcoal that you would buy was the self-starting charcoal that was infused with the lighter fluid or starter fluid or whatever. It wasn't starter fluid, but whatever they put in it so that you could just light it with a match. And because of that, there were certain fire codes about how much of it you could have in the store. So what these brilliant people did, the store owners, was they didn't want to run out. So they had what do they call it? A tractor trailer, the back of a 16-wheeler, whatever that thing is called, the cargo box, whatever that's called, on one of the loading docks. And they just drove pallet after pallet of charcoal into this thing. Now they knew that, the Kingsford was up front and the store brand was in the back and there was this and that in the middle and whatever you needed. And it was Saturday morning and they said, hey, we're out of something. It's in the back of the truck. Go get 10 bags. So what I had to do was open up this truck, which is outside now. I'm standing inside the store looking into the back of it, but the truck itself is outside in the sun. Get a ladder, climb up to the top of this stack, pallet of charcoal, lay down and crawl along the top of this with my back just barely missing this metal roof that was red hot. I mean, I could feel the heat on the thing. And then take up one bag, push it behind me, and kind of shimmy back out again, put it down, crawl back in and get another bag. And I had done this about 5 times, and I realized that I was sitting on top of what could have been a major fire event because it was really, really hot, and you could smell the lighter fluid on this stuff coming off pretty bad. And I honestly, I'm amazed that this thing did not catch fire because it just sat out there all day in the hot sun. But I'll never forget that feeling as I was making like my 5th or 6th crawl across the top of it, and suddenly realizing, oh no, this isn't good. But you know what? I went back and got all 10 bags, and I was paid very little for it. What are you guys are doing? You're talking about pickles and sauerkraut? How did you get into that? Yeah, this is a doodler. Somebody help me out if I'm wrong about this, but I think it's 1950s. Tracy Mincer left custom built or lost custom built, depending on which version of the story you see. And this was the pipe that he developed. It's a kind of a gimmick because it's got these holes drilled in it and the slots carved around the outside. It's supposed to be a radiator sort of design. It's a cool pipe. I like them a lot. So Jim, you don't climb into the trucks and help them. Couch has got 2 pipes coming in. Anything you want to tell us about, buddy? Yeah, we should have a doodler night. I don't know how many guys have them, but I have 2 actually. I have one other that I do not smoke. I'm not going to get into why. Pipes and chores. My father-in-law does the same thing. Fortunately, he's kind of slowed down to the point where he's not making much anymore. But we had a very colorful Thanksgiving where he had made what was clearly not sauerkraut, but something much more bad smelling. I mean, this stuff smelled like raw sewage. And we were trying to convince him not to taste it, and it was an interesting evening. He made Mr. Dobbs. I did not know that, Jim. Oh, cool. Look forward to seeing those, Couch. Which Kamoy is that, Donald? Sounds like a good smoke there. Grandpa was a poet, huh? Pipes and chores. Yeah, I don't really know that much about these voodoo. I don't know what the range was on them. I mean, it was a whole line that they had. Does yours have the nylon stem on it? Cask 7. Got you, Donald. Thank you, Andrew. This is the work of CJP Pipe Rescue, and it is absolutely beautiful. I almost didn't want to smoke it, but I wanted it to smoke, so. Oh, Desert Pine Piper, have you checked with Phil to see how much he's willing to pay to prevent that from airing? Penzance and a Rich Lewis Bent Dublin. Rationing the Penzance. Got you. Oh, Everett, say hi to Thurman for us. Paragon Piper. That should count, shouldn't it? So I feel bad for Phil. He's really been getting a lot of pressure lately. And yeah, he does love it. And just to mention, and help me out, guys, if I'm forgetting, because there's a couple of contests going on right now, and they're important. They're pretty big celebrations. There's Kilted Piper Steve has got his 100 sub giveaway contest. Very nice, make a video about something you remember about your dad or your grandpa. I think we all would have, no problem making that video, and I think it would be cool to see them. So check out Kilted Piper Steve's. Go Arkansas Mike, have a good night. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Uncle Phil from Uncle Phil's Cellar. Both of these guys have been with us on Conversation with Pipe Smokers. He has achieved 1,000 subs, and he's having two giveaways, one for people that want to make a video and one for folks that just like to comment. Desert Pine Piper, have a good night, my friend. Sea Smokes Pipes, that's right. That's the one I was trying to remember. Has a 500 sub giveaway going on. So good time to get involved in some of these. And even if you don't want to be involved in the GAW, if you don't want to be part of it, you can still make the video and have fun and just say leave me out, which is what I did for Kilted Piper Steve. I just thought the idea was so good that I didn't want to miss out on a chance to make that video. And I am thinking about doing the same for Uncle Phil. So yeah, definitely check these out, and don't forget to watch the responses, because that's the best part of this, really. It's not just about the chance to win something. It's about hearing so many folks telling their story about their grandfather or whatever the question might be. I really enjoy them. Oh, Corvette, that's right, Jim. I'm sorry. Thank you for reminding me. Corvette Jim, CJP Pipe Rescue is doing a 500 sub giveaway. So we should get a list of these. Oh, did you, Cliff? I have not been watching very many videos lately. Just been too busy for it. But Cliff was on the Conversations with Yardism, which is another great show that you guys should all check out. and he showed off one of my camo stems. So I appreciate that, Cliff. I'm glad you like it. Kel, if you check out Briar Report, there is a list of pipe presenters. I don't know how well updated it is. I don't know how Phil gets the updates. I think he relies on people like us sending them to him. But yeah, definitely check out Briar Report. Is it briarreport.com that gets you to the Briar Report website? I think that's right. Yeah, briarreport.com. That has a list of YouTube pipe presenters, and he might even have maybe it's in the Briar Report magazine where he lists the ongoing contests. Hey, Jeffers58, glad you're enjoying it, and man, there's little in life better than Carter Hall and a Country Gentleman. Oh. Desert Pine Piper stayed. Okay. Lots of Carter Hall getting burnt tonight. Yeah, get your Carter Hall get your Carter Hall in before Everett starts buying. XJ90X, yes, Full Dottle channel is a must see. Piano Piper's going with Bing's favorite with Wilkes Serberg, 71st Street, 71st Street. Glad to hear it, Cornelio. Ah, luxury navy flake. Yeah, that can smoke wet. That's the truth, Dallas. You do a really nice job. I wish I had more time to watch videos because there's so many guys that are putting out good quality stuff now. All right, Andrew. Have a good night and enjoy your time at the shore. Steve. Yeah, Everett, what was that? I saw somebody was quite surprised that you were smoking old Joe Krantz. Um, I can't remember where I saw that, but I thought that was kind of funny. Oh, was it Smoke Swag? Ah, okay, yes. Meerschaum Mountaineer, have a good weekend, thanks. And definitely we'll take care of it. It is remarkable to me how different people are, not just in their taste, but in their reactions to nicotine, which you'd think would be, for the most part, we all get a headache and we take 2 aspirin and it works on the headache. I mean, there's going to be migraines and stuff like that, but we typically react similarly to drugs, um, scaled for body mass. No, I won't get into that. Yet nicotine seems to be very, very widely active in people. You know, there's folks like myself that just, I don't notice it at all. And then there's folks that say, you know, if I smoke Haunted Bookshop, I have to lay on the floor for 4 hours. And they're serious about it, you know. And I've really found it interesting, different folks' reaction to Rustica, because there was this sort of hype around it that it was going to be high nicotine. And the fact is, it's not. You know, if you really think about it, it's blended with other things. It's the Rustica. Yeah, the Rustica leaf is a little bit higher in nicotine than Virginia, but it's blended in a small proportion to those other tobaccos that are in there, and it's going to average out, and you're not going to be having any more nicotine in Rustica than anything else. Yet there are people that think it's like this super strong, high nicotine blend, and that's how they're reacting to it. It's fascinating. All right, Steve, you have a good one, and try to sleep in a little tomorrow. It's Saturday. You can do 4:30 a.m. Rustica is H&H, which I believe is McBaron, Kels? Yeah, Ron H. confirms. Yeah, I've heard people say that, Voodoo, that Haunted Bookshop tastes like cigarettes. Um, I can honestly say that I have smoked 2 cigarettes, I think, in my life, and I was probably about 15 when I did it, so I have no idea what cigarettes taste like. No, there was this party when I was a kid, and I smoked a couple to try to impress a girl, which didn't work out. Uh, it's true. Um, but I didn't get sick or anything from it. I just didn't really enjoy it. And then I, you know, started smoking. If I'm remembering right, it's been a long time now, guys. I think I started smoking cigars first, and then moved to pipes a short time after that. This was back when cigars were still fairly reasonably priced, before the whole cigar aficionado Rush Limbaugh thing that, you know, made them popular. So at the time, you could smoke cigars and pipes, and there really wasn't that big of a difference in price. I mean, I remember buying cigars for, gosh, I think I could buy some reason. Now, these were not, you know, we didn't have the high-end craft cigars at the time, but these were things like Macanudos and Romeo and Julieta, those kinds of things, and they were maybe $2 at the high end, $2-3. I often would get, you know, because I was a student, I would often get something for like 75 cents. All right, Scotty. You know, Scotty, someday we're gonna have to meet up. That's interesting, Voodoo. Yeah, my parents weren't very big on reverse psychology. They just sort of said, if you do that again, I'm gonna whoop you. Um, those weren't exactly their words, but they were pretty close. I heard that, Boris, and I saw there's a video with Per Jensen. Um, I don't know what that means, though. You know, is it strongest blend nicotine-wise meaning it's really high, or is it just at the high end of the scale for them? I'm trying to decide if I should say something back to Scotty or if I should just let that float out there. All right, Kels, you'll have to let us know. Tony, you were a Lucky Strikes guy? All right, Jim. Have a good evening. Yes, sea smoke. I think that the leaf itself is high, but you're right. It's blended with other stuff, and probably on average, it's not that much higher than other things. Russian deck cadets would turn up to the Maritime College and bring their strange cigarettes with the weird filters they used to flatten before smoking, and they smelled terrible. That's interesting. I know nothing about Russian tobacco or cigars. Piano Piper, have a good evening as well. Pall Mall Reds, $3.50 a pack. Wow. Yeah, that's the other thing with me and cigarettes. You know, I grew up, so I know people find this hard to believe, but there's some guys among us that are old enough to remember it. My dad would send me to the store for cigarettes all the time, and you give me $1 and I'd get change, and I'd buy him a pack of, he smoked Salem. And I think the most I remember them being was maybe 75 cents. And by the time I was old enough to even consider smoking, well, without being whooped, the cigarettes were much more expensive then. They were probably close to $2 or $3 a pack, and I just didn't see the sense in it when I could get a good cigar for that amount. Oh, the Russian cigarettes were straight rustica. That's interesting. Could be Boris. Maybe you are a nicotine heavyweight. You know, I don't know if I ever told this story, but so my dad smoked. He was a couple pack a day smoker, and when he was in his, I'm guessing 50s, maybe late 50s, he just stopped smoking. He just didn't do it anymore. No, he didn't try to stop. He didn't. He never, had the nicotine gum or anything. He just stopped smoking one day. And I asked him about this a couple years ago, and I said, "Did you have cravings or anything?" He said he never had a craving for a cigarette. He said smoking was something he did to pass the time. It was, just something that he did while he was working, because at the time he could smoke at work and all that. He never had a craving for a cigarette, and I thought that was really interesting, because that's kind of the way that I am with nicotine as well. So maybe me and my dad have a genetic defect where we don't get affected by nicotine. Russian cigarettes, Malhorka, taste awful. Stale tobacco. Yeah. Some Soviet brands use Cuban leaf. Interesting. Dallas, was it easier to get the Iraqi cigarettes? I'm guessing the answer is yes. Was that the reason you smoked them, or were you just smoking them because they were they were there. Cogs, you could always quit cold turkey as well. That's fascinating. Because so many guys struggle with it, really struggle to stop smoking cigarettes. To hear those stories is really interesting. Ah, only way to get them. Gotcha. So Tony 513's asking for favorite cigars. Romeo and Julieta Havana, Olivas, all good. Ortegas, very good. Tatooine. Mikels, they're fantastic. They're a little high end from me, but the few that I've had have been fantastic. Oh yeah, there you go, Paragon Piper. Fuente 858 Candela, fantastic cigar. Monte Cristos, Rocky Patel 90s, yes. Oh, the box press. Swisher Sweets. I knew a guy that only smoked when he fished, and he only smoked Swisher Sweets. Don Thomas, Maduro, Robusto, or the Presidente. I don't think I can get the Don Thomas here ever, but I've heard good things about them. White House. Black and mild. Actually, that's what it was. I'm sorry. The guy that only smoked when he fished smoked Black and mild, not Swisher Sweets. Cuba. Ooh. I really like, if I had to pick one cigar, and I didn't care about the price, I really like the Leaf by Oscar Sumatra. That's sort of a go-to for me these days. Pipes and Chores, there used to actually be a Captain Black's cigar. It was one of those little sort of black and mild style cigars, but they were made with the Captain Black tobacco. I've had some Finescas. I remember them as being good. Middleton Cherry Blend. I thought about doing that Paragon Piper, and I just wasn't sure. So it worked okay for you? Did you have to moisten them at all before you pressed them? I'm about due for a new bundle of those, and I might just give that a try. For you guys that don't know, the leaf actually comes wrapped in a leaf, and it's amazing. If you take it apart carefully, it's a full tobacco leaf. Which Fuentes? The 858s? Michael Schenkel, how you doing, buddy? Tiamo Dominican Robusto. That's one of the ones that I wasn't Dominican though. I think it was a Tiamo Maduro. That's one of the ones that I used to buy relatively cheap back when I was a student. Ah, you're doing the Maduro now, huh? So what Paragon Piper did is he collected the leaves off of the leaf cigars and pressed them into a plug. That's a really, really cool idea. I'm definitely going to try to do that with my next bundle. Yeah, Everett, I've had experiences with cigars in Canada. They're very expensive. Camacho. I've had good and bad Camachos, to be honest, Cogs and Sprockets. And that might just be my palate, but I agree, Cal. I think that there's no point in smoking something that's bad, but I do think there's an awful lot of good things to smoke, both in terms of pipe tobacco and cigars. Yeah, Michael, that's true. But of course, you can get distracted if you don't narrow in a bit. Yeah, Big Dave, that's the problem. Well, guys, I just noticed we've passed 9:30 here, and I did not plan to go that late, so I really appreciate y'all sticking with me, and I've had a great time. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Please remember, tune in tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern. Play Trivia Challenge. Win a beautiful Canadian. Ready to smoke. You'll be happy you did. So thank you all for tuning in tonight, and have a great rest of your Friday or Saturday morning, as the case may be for some of you guys. I will look forward to talking to you tomorrow. And thanks again for joining me for the Virtual Pipe Club. I've really enjoyed it. Take care all.